The NFL on EA Sports has come to the Twin Cities at U.S. Bank Stadium in downtown Minneapolis. It can certainly get loud inside this building, and just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with the Houston Texans. Here's the former UCLA Bruin, Kaimi Fairbairn, to get this one started. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. Fielded about a yard deep. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30. To the 33-yard line. So they come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Here we go.
Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Now a 2nd down throw for Cousins. Buying time to his left. Caught out left side by Robinson. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
And that's why you do all the drills that you do from the quarterback position, because you're not going to just throw to your strength. The right-handed quarterback naturally will want to move to the right side to throw the football. But sometimes you've got to go left, and that's exactly what happened on that play. Forced to his left, still able to accurately throw it downfield for a completion.
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Okay, look at this. The punt team nowhere to be found. They're on the sidelines. Offense going to go for this on the opening drive.
Hey, we're good. Under 10. Move. Back. Go ahead. Yellow. Ready, in there. Yellow.
They'll indeed go for it. It's Cousins. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. On 1st down, Watson. And his first look is incomplete. Thomas, the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, Watson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
We used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this, when he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll make it second down. Watson looks to throw again. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
For the Minnesota Vikings, earlier you and I were breaking down Kirk Cousins' season and the disappointment there, but they go from 13-3 to 8-7-1, and this was a team that many thought off that 13-3 season were Super Bowl contenders. What happened?
I think they struggled with Kirk Cousins meshing in as their new starting quarterback. Their offensive line had its share of troubles up front. Couldn't keep Dalvin Cook healthy as their lead runner. But the defense, even though the numbers were good at the end of the year, they struggled throughout as well. They had some games where they gave up some big plays. Remember the Rams game earlier in the season? The Packers game that was a tie, I think the second game of the year. So all in all, they could just never get that consistency and cohesiveness that they had in 2018. But it's a team that's not very far away. They can bounce right back into the playoffs in this upcoming year.
On second down, Cook. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Only a gain of a yard there, but it indeed gets him a new set of downs. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. Well, partner, let's look ahead to the NFC Championship game while we got a second. Sunday, 3 Eastern, Rams, Saints. What do you think about that matchup?
I'm loving the matchup, and it's right back at the site where they played in the regular season. And the Saints got out to a 21-point lead, and the Rams reeled them in before the Saints won it by 10 down the stretch. Here's where I think the biggest matchup of the game is. Marcus Peters, corner for the Rams, against Michael Thomas, receiver of the Saints. In the last game, Michael Thomas really got over on him, over 200 yards receiving. And the Saints said that was the game plan to attack Marcus Peters. He vowed it would be different if they met again. Here's his opportunity this Sunday.
Now Watson eluding the pressure right. Underneath for Miller. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. Call it a gain of 3. And that's going to lead to a third down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Throwing on third down, Watson. Over the middle, it's Thomas. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and it picked up a first down for them, too.
Now a first down throw. Watson flips it complete to Miller. Wasn't a ton of space, but a great move. He's able to work it to the 20-yard line. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll make it a second down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. To the air yet again, Watson. He's going to be sacked. Back at the 23-yard line. Eric Kendricks. get him for a loss of a yard, and it'll bring up third down. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. So as they take it over, we step aside. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. A shotgun snap for Watson. Being chased out left. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to fourth down. And the first play will be a field goal try. On the left hash mark, this a 38-yard attempt. Fairbairn able to put this one through. And it's now 3-0 Texans. So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal. So maybe now the mentality changes in this game, because anytime you can get to the red zone, and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. Now a hit and a loose football. And down inside the red zone at the 19-yard line.
There's never a good place on the field to fumble the ball. Let's just call it as it is.
But definitely not in your own red zone.
In your own red zone. It's heightened, isn't it? Because you're almost automatically giving up a score and the momentum, and everything just changes for your team.
Yeah, so the kickoff fumble, now great field position. On the move to his left. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Griffin, and he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Play action from Miller. Now Watson. He'll buy some time right. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. 4 yards there as they let him out of the pocket, and he got enough for the first. They'll try and run for it with Miller. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Lamar Miller, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Texans will add on to their lead. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
Yeah, that was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Well, as they take the field here for the next drive, let's talk about the AFC Championship game. How excited are you for Mahomes and Brady, Chiefs and Patriots?
I'm very excited because, remember, this is a rematch game, just like in the NFC, where they played in the regular season, but this time the site is different. Regular season, they were in Foxborough, and Tom Brady and the Patriots won late against Kansas City. But how about this? The first quarterback to have a 50-touchdown season, Tom Brady, he's taking on the latest to do so in Patrick Mahomes.
And you've also got the likely MVP in Mahomes against arguably the greatest to do it all time. The storylines here just at the quarterback position are limitless.
Yeah, and remember we said they met in the regular season? It was 43-40, the win for the Patriots in Foxborough, but Kansas City walked out of there vowing revenge.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Cousins on 2nd and 10. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Cousins. And he'll find Thielen on the right side. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Again, it's Cousins. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. Cook with a first down and much more. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. And that one good for 16, and the drive will continue. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go down at the 28. That one good for 10 yards. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. And how about the dime look here? 6 DBs on 3rd and inches.
Daring them to run the ball.
Cousins on the keeper. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. He'll wind up getting 2 there as he does it himself and picks up the first. Cousins to throw it this time. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And down inside the 15 he goes. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. And now the passing game here in the 2nd quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it now. The confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it, we can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Kyle Rudolph, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again. And they got the extra point, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. 2 minutes remain here in the 1st half. More from Minneapolis after this. Watson will bring up the Texans here 1st and 10 at their own 24. They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. On 2nd down, here's Watson. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Going to need something special here on 3rd and long after that sack. What does Watson have in his arsenal? from the gun. Here's Watson. Over the middle, open is Thomas. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. And a timeout here. Timeout taken, whistles blown. Timeout taken by the receiving team, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7.
Come back, come back. Tiger. Come back.
They're going for it. It's Watson. Throw left side complete. It's Fuller. And he's going to get the first down as he covers up after a pretty good shot there. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. On 1st and 10, Watson over the middle complete. It's Thomas. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against the zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter this. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Emerson Griffin coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be 4th down. So, all right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the 3rd quarter. This is fielded at the goal line. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Watson to throw on 3rd down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Call it a 3-yard gain. And that's going to make it 4th down. The Texans send the punter out. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. It takes a touchdown-saving tackle to bring him down as he goes 32 yards on the return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance really to set the tone here in quarter 3.
They can really take charge, can't they? And this is probably how it was drawn up at the half. I think we can go inside the locker room, all right? And I think we would see up on the grease boards, Stop them defensively, get the ball back for the offense, and let's go downfield and score. Seems simple, right? The last part, we have to find out that's going to happen. But the first part worked to perfection. Did exactly what they wanted, and now their offense has to pay it off.
See if they can get the latter 50%. Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. Cousins on first down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 23 yards on the play. From the red zone now, Cousins. And Rudolph has got it. The big tight end for a Viking touchdown. Kyle Rudolph, a beast in the red zone with his second touchdown of the game. And the Vikings are able to strike for 6. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Now it's Miller. And he'll work this.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
To throw on second is Watson. Steps away to his left. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Ben Gideon leading the surge there. He drops him for a loss of 6. The Texans on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Now Watson operating from the gun. And he finds his man Griffin. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Give him 30 yards there.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
A first down carry now for Miller. And he stopped immediately there. Anthony Barr in on the tackle.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, 38 yards. And the Texans are in for 6. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And it's now 17-14. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. plays up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Hey, flicker. Black, A2.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15.
Go ahead. Leave it. Bring up 48.
Cook following the penalty. Give him a couple on the run there. It'll be 2nd and 13.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Now Cousins. They find some open field here. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
Yeah, he's just trying to throw this ball into the hole in the zone, but those windows can open and close quickly, especially in the middle of the field. So if the timing's not right, we'll see interceptions like that one right there.
They'll try and get the run game going. This is Miller, down right around the 25. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
On 2nd down, here's Miller. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And the nimble footwork gets him just inside the 10 to the 9, but no further. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and it's a 2nd down. Well, a clear running situation, trying to take time off the clock. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Richmond.
From the gun, Watson forced out to his left. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Xavier Rhodes, the cornerback, there in coverage.
You got to be precise with your throws, especially in this situation. You're inside the 10-yard line going into the end zone. But sometimes the emotion, the excitement, sometimes the decisions just aren't made very well because of that.
The Texans on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll try to run for it with Miller. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And they stretch the lead to 6. It's 20-14 now. So they get to 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. The Vikings now heading onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Just don't want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Now a 2nd down throw for Cousins. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Latavius Murray. Touchdown, Vikings. Latavius Murray, 64 yards. And if the Vikings can take care of business on the extra point, they will have the lead. A very important extra point there, up and good. And they have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. 1st down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Back to throw, Watson. Dancing to his left. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a 1st down. Late in the game, defense trying to avoid a big play. He's able to work out of the passing game, turn it into a run, pick up the 1st, and stop the clock as well.
And you know in this situation, everything is sped up. The intensity, the thinking, everyone's movement. But for a quarterback, he has to continue to be what we call a flatliner. Level in everything he does and read the clock, feel it in the pocket, and go at the appropriate time.
4 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down. Out of the gun, Watson. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
And this kick is not gonna get there. It's short and no good.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48.
Here we go.
They'll try and wind down some clock with Cook. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this.
Hey, Steamer. Go ahead. Hey, Flipper.
Cousins now on 2nd down. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Jonathan Joseph there on the coverage. With that matchup, the adjustment that was made, you have a blazing guy on a blazing guy, and defensively, he won that battle.
The closing speed is the key. When you have a guy that fast and he can close at the end of a play and knock it away, that's a big deal, and we just saw him do it right there.
Cousins. That's caught inside the 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. He got 29 yards that time. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Cousins here to throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Handoff comes to Cook, and he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. As they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Cousins to throw. Going for it all. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There was nothing available there for him.
So a good kick there, and they put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the throw.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
And now out comes Houston. They're down here in a 1-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late-game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
And they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Caught here by Griffin. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down. Huge first down. Got to hurry.
Yeah, now they have to get up there, get set, and then spike it.
They'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. And Miller with it over the middle. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Come back, come back.
Back to throw. Caught left side, Hopkins. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Watson trying to get his guys moving. And he clocks it with just 10 seconds left. The Texans on third down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This time it's 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. Down 4 late. Got to go for it here on 4th down. One last throw here for Watson. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. Well, we were on hand for a fun and entertaining game here, coming down really to that last play. Great job defensively to get the pick and seal it.
And we know that every play during a game matters.